Hey guys, what is up? It is Dangeles, and welcome back to part number 10 of the Victorian Mansion Let's Build. Welcome back guys, we're ready to continue working on the project today. So last episode I worked on this garage area. I added 2 extra garage doors here to the building with this part connecting the 2 parts of the garages. So it's looking pretty good, pretty happy with this part of the building. I did make a couple of small changes to it. I changed up the windows a little bit, made them a little bit smaller and a little bit lower to the ground so they kind of matched on the interior. Didn't really think about that the first time I went through it. And I actually also filled in some of the walls in here, so I basically just double stacked all the walls with some brown stained clay and just added like a nice little ceiling design, and that's kind of what it looks like in here. These are the kind of things that I'm probably going to be doing off camera, but I'll make sure I notify you guys that I'm doing them before I do them, because these are the kind of things that are just going to take way too long on camera and too tedious for me to put in the Let's Build. So stuff like this is going to be stuff I'm going to be filling in off camera, and I'll let you guys know more about that soon, because we're going to be doing a lot of that, because there's a lot of tedious stuff to be filled in on this building as we go forward. So the back of the place is pretty bland right now. I think later on, maybe at the end of this episode, I might come back in and start to add a little bit more detail to this, because I think that's just too flat and just a wall for it to be kind of like matching the rest of the house. So I'm definitely going to come back over here and try to add some more detail, spice that area up a little bit more. So anyway, you guys might notice a few changes here. I did come in and make some small adjustments. I actually just kind of scrapped this original idea we had with the 2 staircases. I felt like it took up way too much space, and it was just too cluttered in the foyer. So I'm going to be kind of rethinking that today, more or less. And we'll get started with that in just a second. Underneath here, I also started to fill in some of these walls. Basically, for the interior of the building, I'm just going to start by filling in the walls with this light blue stained clay. Pretty much all the walls. And then I'm going to come back in later once we have the floor plan kind of settled. And I'm going to mix up the colors so each room kind of has its own color, its own theme, and stuff like that. I did talk about having a potential like tall vaulted ceiling for the kitchen. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that it would take up a lot of space on the second floor, and I want the second floor to have some space. So I think I'm only going to have one area where I'm going to have a vaulted ceiling. I think it's going to be like right here, just past the foyer, or the foyer, I guess, if we want to be fancy. So this area is kind of just filled in, and I kind of took these doors from the porch and made them only 1 block wide instead of 2, as well as on this side is that kind of pops out over here, 1 block wide. And I have some plans to add a porch. I actually extended this part of the building, which I don't even think is right, because I have to go back and check and make sure that's all kind of lined up with the other side, because I want it to be symmetrical. And that's kind of what we're going to work on today, guys. So I'm going to start off with some floor planning. I'm going to get some dark oak wood stairs, some planks as well. And I'm going to take out my light blue stained clay, which is what I'm going to be using for the walls, like I said. And we'll just kind of go from there. I think that'll be good for now. So let's just go ahead and start to fill in a floor plan. Okay, guys, so for the floor plan, I just want to get started here with this front entrance. So we have kind of like a 5 block wide front entrance with the glass in the middle. And we're going to keep that absolutely. So basically this part here I think is all good. I'm just going to kind of keep that. So it goes 3, kind of like indents in here, 3. Then it turns 3 here. I think I'm going to make a little bit of a corridor or archway or whatever right here and open up right there. So there'll be an entrance there, and I think what I'm going to do for these is I'm going to mark these with some acacia wood sideways. That way you kind of know that that's an entrance to like another part of the house, because just marking things will help me like just kind of imagine it better. So we have that, and then what I think I'll do is just turn this here and take this down a few blocks. So this is kind of just going to be like the perimeter of the foyer here, so that looks good. And then what I want to do is find a spot for the staircase. So if I bring this across right here, and if I should probably line this up with the front. So we got 3 there, so that's lined up. And then on this side would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'd probably take the wall across somewhere around here. We'll figure it out. And then what I'm thinking about doing, guys, is putting a staircase right here. So it might be a weird spot for it, but basically I just kind of want to have it go up 1 block and then start to turn. So just actually, now that I think about it, I might take this up 2 blocks so it's right up against the wall here. Just one quick note of reference. I actually double stacked this wall here, so that way it's not showing from sandstone on the other side. So right here, if I knock that open, it's sandstone. You see what I mean? So that's obviously why that's there, and I don't know why I didn't. I already have it in my inventory. And then on this side, I kind of just double stacked it. So even though I could definitely get rid of this right here, the standstill still pops up, and it kind of goes like that. So I don't really like that. So I'm just gonna kind of keep that for now, like that. And then this is where we'll turn the staircase, I guess. So that's fine. And then it'll probably just go up right here. So we'll just kind of take it up and just kind of fill it in. This is dark oak wood, right? Yeah, for a second it looked like spruce, but I guess I'm so used to looking at dark oak wood now that spruce looks kind of light, to be honest. So once we get up to this point, I'm going to turn it again and then have like one extra stair go here. And then I think this is where I'm going to have the second floor, floor. And just going to kind of fill this across here. And this is good because it lines up with the windows on the second level. It might not line up with these windows yet, but we're going to kind of figure that part out later because that is a little bit weird, and we're going to have to kind of solve that later on. So I'm going to open up another one of those things and place the acacia wood there. And then I think I'll just take the wall across right, no, because that's not going to be symmetrical. I'll take it across right here. We can definitely put a closet underneath of the staircase, little Harry Potter closet. And I think I'm going to grab some quartz slabs and some quartz stairs as well. And I think I'm going to take up the wall right here, and this is going to go up. And we'll take that up to a certain point. Same thing on this side, just kind of fill this up like this. Nothing too crazy about it at all. So we want 1, 2, 3, 5. So I think I'll turn this right here and right here. So that'll be where that turns. Okay. And then I could probably just fill this in, no problem, like that. This is going to be a tricky floor plan for sure, guys, but I'm sure, if we just keep on chipping away at it, we'll figure out something nice. I don't want to have to redo the foyer too many more times because I've been kind of fiddling with this design back and forth, and hopefully this is the one that's going to stick, but we'll see. So again, I'm going to fill this in, and obviously that staircase is going to be going up to the second level. I'll take this up as well, and that's looking pretty solid. So next thing I have to do is get some full blocks of quartz. Probably take this down a little bit to like right there is good. That's 3 blocks up. I can place an upside down stair there, and that'll be a door. And then I'm gonna put some, whoops, nope, wrong block, some full blocks of quartz. And this is the part that I mean when I'm talking about having to fill stuff in off camera, because there's gonna be a lot of this where we're filling in floors and ceilings and things like that, and even walls as well. So it's gonna be a grind, people. And we're 10 episodes into the series. I'm hoping that we're about halfway done with this place. We still have to do the back wall, but that shouldn't be too bad. It'll probably only take a couple episodes. So, we'll just keep on chipping away at it. We'll eventually get this thing. We'll get this thing done, guys. And I'm pretty happy with the progress we've made so far. So this wall will get filled in as well. And we're just kind of shaping out this front part of the house here. So that'll go like that. And I think that's something that might look pretty good. So if I could just kind of frame these archways here with some quartz stairs and some slabs upside down, we have something that looks a little bit like that, which I think looks pretty good. And then I can grab some oak leaves and make a Danville's anvil right in the corner here. So something like that. And there we go. We have ourselves a little bit of a entrance here. It's subtle, which is what I like. I was trying to incorporate like those tall ceilings and things like that, and I just wasn't finding a solution. So I think it's kind of good that we have this here, because it's it's a simple like area, but it's gonna walk into a room that's much bigger. So this room here is gonna be a tall ceiling. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is kind of shape the the perimeter of this room. So I'm gonna grab my light blue stained clay again. So we have 5 right here. So we have 3, and then it would make sense if we did 5 more. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we already got that, so we're good. So I'm going to take this down right here and connect it across. That looks pretty good. And then I think the next thing I'm going to do is, how should I do this? Let's just count the dimensions real quick. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is an odd number. I like that. And then I believe this would be 13, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have a 9 by 13 room here, which I'm happy with. I see no problems with that. That's going to be a nice, solid addition, because it's going to be that odd number combo there, which is great because we can add some nice 1 block wide chandeliers, which always look really good. So that's going to be perfect. And I'm going to fill that in right there. And then same thing goes right here. And this is going to be the entrance to the kitchen, which is going to be right next to the dining room, which there's going to be a big dining room table in the middle of this room with a really tall ceiling, and I think that's going to look pretty fancy. So as far as the Victorian theme of this house goes, I'm not even sure, really. I'm just trying to keep it, you know, like the floor plan. I'm going to clutter the floor plan, like make it very, I don't know how to explain this that well, but it's going to be the opposite of minimalistic, I guess you could say, because that's kind of how Victorian stuff works. It's not minimalistic at all, so that's kind of what I'm going to shoot for here, and hopefully I can kind of nail it. So I'm going to make like some very small spaces and things like that, and as you can see, I've started to put in a little bit of a floor plan over here, just kind of mixing it up. This is basically what we had, but I kind of changed it a little bit, so we'll get to that in a second, but this is looking pretty good right now. I got to figure out how I want to connect the staircase, because I'm thinking I'll leave a space open right here so you can kind of like look out into this dining room here, which is going to be kind of like the great room slash dining room, I guess we'll characterize this as. Alright, so this is looking pretty good. And then I should probably start to fill in this wall here. And then what I'm going to do is probably expand this out a couple of blocks and open up a space there. So I'll take it 3 blocks wide. I'll fill in a wall here, and you might be wondering why I'm going to fill this wall in so thick for a corridor, so that's going to extend out here as well. And the reason why I'm doing this is so I can take this wall down right here and double stack it, because I want to have like a thick wall so I can put a fireplace in on this side, as well as some sort of like cupboard design on this side. So that's what we're going to go for. And let's see here, so we can probably extend this down like that, and we got like a 2 block wide space right there, which is cool. It actually kind of connects that area pretty nicely, and we could probably even just take that across, and then we can make this area here some sort of office or study, and we can make this a small bathroom, like a half bathroom right there, kind of like relatively close to everything, so you can access it if guests are over. And then this will be just kind of like a connecting area. Maybe we'll put like a little table here and make this like a little parlor. That would be cool, like all that Victorian architecture lingo. And then over here we can do a family room. So if I expand this across, which is obviously something I'm going to have to do, and I got to make sure that this is lined up. So let me just do that real quick. I need this to be, let me actually count on the other side. I guess I'm not 100% sure. So if you guys are wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to line up that wall design with the other side. So it's going to have to come across right here. So I'm going to have to line up that block. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. So it's another odd number, obviously, because it's odd on this side. And basically, I'm just going to kind of take this wall, copy, and paste it. It's pretty much my plan. So I don't think this is lined up. My gut feeling tells me it's not, because it just doesn't seem like it is. So let's just kind of take it across right here and find out. So it is lined up on this side, which is good. Let's count how many blocks this is, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me grab some stone brick. Let's go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, yeah, it isn't lined up. So we're going to have to move this in 1 block here. So I'm just going to kind of break this. And that will probably cause some sort of unsymmetrical thing later on in the build. And it also clarifies the reason why I need to double stack these walls even further, because this wall is going to be coming through here. So I got to take this across like this, connect it down, and then this is going to run like this because it's all going to be double stacked. So like that, and that kind of clarifies that. So we'll put something there, and that, I think that's going to be a fireplace there. So we'll stick that through on the roof, and then this is going to kind of get filled in. So this is looking pretty good, guys. I like this. So I'll probably open up another space there of 3 blocks wide so we can walk through here. And you might be wondering what I have going on over here. This is going to be like a sunroom. I'm going to make an extension to the house and build a sunroom. I think I will be doing that in this episode. But I just want to clarify some other things in the floor plan. I think as far as the staircase goes, this is just kind of continue like this and kind of just make its way upward and just kind of fill it in. We'll take this up to the roof, which is right here, and the ceiling. And then I think I'm just going to leave that design, put a chandelier up in there. So kind of when you come up from the staircase, you have like a vaulted ceiling there, kind of. Because I need to add that part of the thing. So I got rid of the chandelier, as you might notice. So I need to still, implement that somehow. But this is a great start right here, guys. This is looking pretty nice. I think we have kind of like the first floor plan kind of squared away, so let's just do a little bit of a recap here. We have, so this is going to be the family room. I think this space here will be a living room, so I'll probably add another fireplace on this wall here. So we'll have 2 fireplaces on the first floor. And this will be a guest area, I think. So this space here is going to be a guest bedroom with a walk-in closet. We'll have like ensuite. I think for this mansion, I'm gonna try to put ensuite bathrooms for like pretty much like every single bedroom in the house, including the master. Obviously, there's an L right there. How these subliminal messages keep on popping up. And then over here, I think I'll just put a simple utility closet, maybe a laundry room. Or I just thought of something cool. What if we made this a staircase that leads down to a potential basement? Ooh, I like that idea. We'll do that instead. No need for any more utility closets anyway. I always hate packing my house with utility closets and stuff like that because it's just like, I don't know how to furnish them and they just seem like a waste of space. But I have one in the foyer, so that's fine. All right, so now let's kind of just go ahead and work on this idea that I have for a sunroom. And this is going to be incredibly basic, people. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab some anvils here and just kind of fill this in with some of the blocks that I'm going to need. So we're going to take some sandstone and run it across right here. I kind of already have like the dimensions planned out, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to take this up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because it's going to be the same as kind of the garage in terms of like height. So that's going to go up like that and fill in. And then we're going to have the roof that's going to run across right here. And then I have this little expansion part right here, this little extension. And I'm not even sure if I want to add that or not. I really don't know. I might have to play around with it later. And then, like, you know, come back to you guys and decide whether or not I want to add that. But basically, this is just going to be a room. The reason why it's called a sunroom is it's just going to be a room with a bunch of lights. It's going to have some ceiling lighting. It's going to have a nice tall ceiling with some lighting above, like some skylights, hopefully. And then we can add just a bunch of big windows, so it's just a nice bright room. I think I'll refrain from using black stained glass for this room, just so I don't really want that tinted look. I'm going to try to make sure that this thing is absolutely bright and, you know, sunny, and that's the point of it. It's a sunroom. So we'll fill this in, and this is kind of the roof is going to go a little bit like this. So I'm just going to kind of have these, wow, controller batteries are low. Can you step out of the way so I can see my inventory? Thank you. All right. So we're going to take this across here and just kind of fill this in. And this is going to be the exact same idea, right, that we've been doing throughout the entire house. And we're just kind of keeping that consistent. All right, so I can break that. And even though there's a little bit of a, you know, a connection between these roofs, I don't have a problem with that, guys. I think it will be a perfectly fine transition. Nothing too weird looking. So this is just going to kind of keep on filling up here like this and just kind of running across, basically. So we'll take this up through here. Probably take this up a few more levels, and then we're going to add the anvils above and fill in the floor as well. And this is just going to be a small little addition to the house, a nice area where you can sit during the summertime. I might actually even make a doorway that leads out of this place, so I might have like a little opening right here in the wall and have a nice doorway that comes down and out, and that might look pretty cool. So we'll do that as well. And it's just going to be a nice little addition to the place, so we're getting there, guys. You know, this house is going to be a grind for sure. You know, it's going to take us a while to build this thing. We're 10 episodes in, but I think we're making progress. It seems like, you know, it's not 100% guaranteed, but it seems like we have a floor plan starting to come together here, as well as the front wall is pretty much good. The garages are good. So I think next episode, guys, I'm going to come back to you guys and continue working on the floor plan for starters. And then I'm also going to start to work on this back wall here. So already kind of getting started on this anyway. The reason why I added this sunroom, another reason, is because I didn't want to have just like a big flat blank wall on this side of the building. So this was just a little thing I could add to kind of fill in that space, and just so it's not as like flat. It's a good addition for sure. All right, so let's add some stone slabs. And the one thing I did notice about this building is that it is extremely wide. It's not very long. I think we talked about this before, but that's fine. You know, it's a mansion. It's gonna be wide, but it's interesting because it's gonna have a lot of bathrooms and bedrooms. It's not gonna be nearly the size of the Alpine mansion, obviously, but it is one of the larger mansions I built. You know, I've obviously made the Mediterranean mansion back on Danville, which was the biggest house on that world. Of course, the Alpine mansion. Then we had a couple other things like the Japanese manor, or the Japanese estate, or whatever we called that thing, and the Victorian mansion, or the traditional mansion that we built last September. So we have a lot of stuff that, you know, it can be considered a mansion, but this is for sure got to be one of the bigger builds I've done in terms of houses. So I think it's looking pretty good so far. Again, you can kind of like peer into the floor plan here, and it looks kind of cool. So next episode, guys, what you guys are going to see me do is a couple of things. I'm going to add this wall right here is going to be kind of copied and pasted to the other side, including the roof. So this is going to be kind of like a mirror job. And then we're going to start to work on this part here, which is going to have some big tall windows as well as some sort of porch design. So that is where I'm going to leave you guys for today. I think we got ourselves a nice foyer here. It's subtle, but I think it's incredibly decent. I'm going to mix up these walls so it's not all blue stained clay, obviously. We don't want everything to look very bland. And I'm going to add so much detail to the interior because for the amount of detail I added on the exterior to this place, I think it would be doing it an injustice if I did not add as much interior on the inside as well, or not detail to the interior as well, is what I meant to say. So, guys, thanks for watching. I'll come back to you guys for episode 11. I didn't actually get to this today. You know, kind of just ran out of time. So time flies when you're building, I swear. So maybe I'll start off next episode by working on that, just kind of making that look a little bit more detailed, and then we'll get to the other things that I mentioned. So give it a like if you did enjoy it, guys. Thanks for watching. It's been Danlags. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of the Let's Build. Peace out.